Today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to animate South Park type characters with an assignment that I call the running Cartman. So if you look in your shared folder, you'll see that there is a JPEG file in there called cartman.jpg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that into Photoshop. And here is Eric Cartman. So first thing I need to do is unlock the layer, and I need to remove the background, so I'm going to use my magic wand just like I used to with Ducky. Choose the white area, tap my delete key, select deselect, and so I now have Eric cut out. I'm also going to need to create a background, so I'm going to create a blank layer. This is going to be my background. And on my background, I need some grass. So I'm going to choose a green color for the grass. I'm going to use my paint bucket. And I'm going to dump green for the grass. I need to put it down to the bottom. I'm going to add in another layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sidewalk. So I'm going to... For the sidewalk, I'm going to use my rectangle tool. So I'm going to create a rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the color that I want the sidewalk to be, and that's going to be a gray. All the grays are against this side. It doesn't matter which color hue you go to, the grays are all along this side. So I'm going to pick a lighter gray for the sidewalk, and I'm going to use my rectangle tool, and I'm going to create a rectangle for the sidewalk. And let me go ahead and hide Cartman. Once I have created the rectangle, I need to give it a little bit of depth perception. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze in the top. From a geometric point of view, I'm going to create a trapezoid, but I'm going to squeeze in from the top. So I'm going to edit, transform, distort, and I'm going to take the top corner, I'm going to squeeze it in a little bit. I'm going to take this top corner, I'm going to squeeze it in a little bit. And here's my sidewalk. Now, this is going to be sidewalk 1. Which means that I'm probably going to have a sidewalk 2, which I am indeed going to do. So I'm going to duplicate the layer. I'm going to have a sidewalk 2. Now, on sidewalk 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a darker gray, and I'm going to use it to draw in some lines, because sidewalks usually have like the crack lines in between them where the little pads are put together. So the same place where my rectangle tool is, I'm going to choose the line tool, and I'm going to draw in a line. I'm going to use my shift key, and when I use my shift key, that will force it to be horizontal or vertical of 45 degrees. So I'm going to stretch it across, and there is a line, and here's a line, and I'll have my third line up here. And then on sidewalk 2, I want to have the in-betweens. So when I turn on sidewalk 2, I want to draw in a line here. And I want to draw in my second line about right here. So the concept is, as I'm clicking on and off different sidewalk and sidewalk 1 and sidewalk 2, I get the impression that the sidewalk is moving, or that there is movement as Cartman is going to run along the sidewalk. So now I'm ready to deal with Eric. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to call this one Eric. I need to make Eric a bit smaller, so I'm going to edit, transform, scale, and I need to make him smaller so that he fits basically on my sidewalk. I'm going to reposition him. Now I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to have Eric left. And I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to have Eric right. On Eric up, I'm going to push him up a little bit, maybe about that much. On Eric left, I'm going to rotate him, edit, transform, rotate, and I want to rock him to the left, maybe that much. And on Eric right, I'm going to rotate him back to the right. That much. So I now I've got a background, I have 2 sidewalks, I have 3 Erics. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to duplicate 3 times, so I have a total of 4 of them. On frame 1, I'm going to have Eric in the up position, and I'm going to use sidewalk 1. On frame 2, I'm going to have sidewalk 2, and I'm going to have Eric in the left position. Sidewalk 3 is going to be Eric in the up position, or Eric in the up position with sidewalk 1. Frame 4 is going to be Eric in the right position with sidewalk 2. And then when I change the timing of these to 1/10 of a second, and I play it, I have the running Cartman.